Good evening. I'm really delighted that I could be with all of you this evening. I'd like to thank the school for inviting me to this very important event in your calendar. And of course, at the outset, my congratulations to all the students who are graduating this year and going on to all those exciting new opportunities that your chairman just spoke about. When I received this invitation to be here at your school, I thought back to the time quite some years ago when I completed my schooling. Those days, as I think the chairman outlined quite well, things were quite different. The opportunity space open to young students was somewhat limited. The number of institutions in which we thought we could study was also small in number. I was one of the lucky few. I'm sure I studied hard, but I would still consider myself lucky to have got into an IIT and to get onto a good career path at that point of time. But many other youngsters at the time when I graduated from school faced significant challenges in charting their course. And it's certainly very happy circumstance that today things in India have changed quite a bit. I was just inquiring how many IB schools there are in Bangalore, and I was told in Bangalore alone there are probably 15 to 20 schools. So we can just see that the whole education scenario in India and in Bangalore has changed significantly over the years. What's also interesting is how the kind of skills youngsters need today to succeed have changed significantly over time. If you think back to the time when we were students, I think we didn't think much about things like critical thinking. Certainly there was no concept of digital skills at that time. Analytics was something which was not on the horizon at all. And today, of course, we see skills changing at such a rapid pace that the skills that you need to succeed today will probably be very different from the skills you need to succeed a decade from now. So what this means for all of you, I think, is quite clear, that while you have got a wonderful education here at Candor, this is certainly just the foundation. You're going to have to continue to learn new skills as you go through your career. Perhaps even by the time you finish your graduation, the kind of skills you need to succeed in the workplace would have changed. You can just see, right? I mean, a year ago, we hardly heard about or even thought of using something like ChatGPT. And now today institutions are trying to figure out how do we design exams and evaluation in such a way that we make use of ChatGPT rather than trying to fight with it. So there's just been such rapid and significant change in such a short time that I'm sure in the 4 years that all of you go into an undergraduate degree, you will see an even more rapid pace of change ahead of you. So I think you are all completing school at a very exciting time. India is on the verge of a period of very rapid growth. Technology, as I just mentioned, is changing very fast. And AI is likely to pervade many of the things we do. Of course, it's not AI alone. There are so many other digital technologies that are changing things. There are also many, many more options in higher education. Here I want to take a short detour from the remarks I had prepared and tell you that, it's interesting. When I look back at the people who studied around the time I completed school around 40 years ago, some of the people who did the most interesting things were not necessarily the people who went on the most trodden path. In fact, I remember one of my contemporaries became a very successful cinematographer and film producer. He's a gentleman called Rajiv Menon. He has been involved with producing a lot of very great hits, and he worked very closely with directors like Mani Ratnam. He went and joined the Chennai Film Institute after school, the only person I know from my contemporary group who didn't go to a traditional college. Yet today, if I look back, perhaps he's one of the people who has had the most impact. I'm just making this comment not to ask all of you to go and join the Film Institute, but just to make the point that I think sometimes unorthodox choices can have very interesting outcomes. So while I'm delighted to see all the wonderful international institutions where you have received admission offers, do keep your eyes and ears open for unorthodox paths, because those might take you into very interesting areas which will enable you to have significant impact in the years to come. What we also see today is that developing multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary skills has become much more important than before. I'm sure you have got some sniff of these during your stay here at Candor, but I'm sure you will find in the universities and colleges that you join that these will become very important in the curriculum you undertake. I particularly urge all of you to identify and reach out to good role models. You know, in this world of so much noise and chaos, there are lots of people out there who are making a lot of noise, but not necessarily giving us the right direction. I hope you will stay away from those people, and instead you will choose the role models who could be from your school, as you go into university or college, your family, or maybe later the organization you work. Take inspiration from the role models who really matter, who make a difference. And I would like to underline what your chairman also just advised you. Please stay away from negative or divisive people. There are plenty of them in this world, but I think we can let them be on their own. Let's not be influenced by them. In this tough world, one thing you will realize is that stamina and resilience are very important. You can't have stamina and resilience unless you have strong physical and mental health. You have been privileged to enjoy all the wonderful sporting facilities here at Candor, which I had a chance to look at a few minutes ago. But please continue to be physically fit as you go forward. Mental health is equally, if not more important, but mental health and physical health often go together. So in your busy schedule, in all that you do in college, please take time out to take care of yourself. This is very important because otherwise what could happen is just as you're beginning to soar and fly, you could find health problems catching up with you. When you're young, you don't tend to think about that, but you could actually find that these come in the way of your ambitious plans. I'm particularly concerned about mental health because of what we have seen during the pandemic. Maintaining friendships and social relationships is key to maintaining mental health. And here I mean in person, not on Instagram or WhatsApp. Keep connected to your family and to other people who matter to you. Be part of professional and social organizations. The metaverse may be exciting, but human beings are wired to be social beings. So please do maintain strong social relationships. You might have all read about one of the most long-standing studies which was done by Harvard University. They have studied a particular cohort of students who graduated something like 60 years ago. Every year they have gone back to them and reviewed their progress. What they found was the happiest people from that cohort and the people who had the longest standing healthy lives were those who maintained good social relationships. Please don't forget that. That's extremely important. While you will all be focused on building your own skill sets and profiles, please keep in mind how you can take up some of the big challenges that are there around us. These do not necessarily have to be in India, but certainly as most of you come from India, please do keep an eye open to the challenges in India and how you can contribute to solve them. We need everybody pitching in to help India reach its rightful place in the world. In this context, I would like to underline the importance of social sensitivity. Please keep connected to the broader environment, to the place or region to which your family belongs, to the institutions where you have studied, particularly your school. As graduates from a leading school, you automatically belong to a privileged group. Don't wait to give back to society. Many people I find think, there will come this day, maybe many years, decades down the line, when I will complete everything I need for myself, and then I will start giving back to society. In practice, I think it's much better to keep giving back to society as you go along. So don't wait. Make social work, make engagement with the community a part of your life right now. Identify causes or organizations you relate to. Keep aside some time for them. And interestingly, you will find that this not only helps others, but also adds meaning to your own existence. So once again, I would like to congratulate all of you. You've put in, I'm sure, significant amount of effort to get where you have today. Today is an important and landmark day in your lives. Please enjoy it. But as you go forward in your careers, please spare a thought for others around you who need your help. Please spare a thought for India and the challenges that abound here. Please do give back as you go along. And last but not the least, please make sure that you maintain good physical and mental health. That is what will ensure your longevity and also ensure that you can have the career you desire. Thank you. Good day.